No one saw it coming. The man Amy thought she lost forever is standing just a few steps away. Borden, the heart of Heartland, is back, and Amy's world is about to change again. In the most emotional way possible. When Borden died, it didn't just break Amy's heart, it broke the hearts of fans all over the world. One moment he was there, smiling, holding baby Lyndy in his arms. And the next, he was gone. A silent infection, a tragedy no one saw coming. It wasn't a dramatic ending, filled with action. It was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of pain that sneaks in when life is just starting to feel okay again. Amy didn't scream. She didn't fall apart right away. Instead, she stood there, still and frozen. Her eyes wide with shock, her whole body refusing to believe what had just happened. The barn, the horses, the land, everything around her stayed the same. But her world had shattered. Heartland, once filled with love and laughter, became a place of memories. Amy walked through it like a ghost. Every corner reminded her of him. The post he fixed last summer. The tree where they had their first real kiss. The paddock where they worked side by side, training wild horses. Even the sound of the wind seemed different, colder. Lyndy was too young to understand. She would ask where Daddy went. Amy would smile, even as her voice cracked, and say, "Daddy's in the stars now, watching over us." But late at night, Amy would sit by the window, holding a photo of Ty, tears silently falling down her face. She wasn't just grieving her husband, she was grieving the life they were supposed to have. Raising Lyndy together. Growing old side by side. All of that was gone in a blink. Even Jack, who had seen his share of hard days, couldn't hide the hurt. He'd sit quietly on the porch, sipping his coffee, his eyes full of memories. Lou tried to stay strong for everyone, but even she would sneak away to cry. Heartland didn't just lose Ty. It lost a piece of its soul. Yet, through all that pain, Amy kept going. For Lyndy, for the horses. For the ranch, because that's what Ty would have wanted. Still, no matter how much time passed, a part of her was always waiting, hoping, looking at the road, wondering if maybe, just maybe, she would see him again. And now, in Season 19 Episode 1, that impossible hope might not be so impossible anymore. It's funny how someone can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Ty's boots still sit by the barn door. His old jacket still hangs on the hook beside Amy's. His smile, though long gone, still lives in every memory that plays like a silent film in her mind. It's been years now, and yet, for Amy, he never really left. She wakes up before sunrise, just like always. She makes breakfast for Lyndy, braids her daughter's hair, and packs her school bag. On the outside, she's holding it together. Running the ranch, raising her daughter, training horses just like she used to. She even laughs sometimes, but the kind of laughter that never reaches the eyes. A little too quick. A little too forced, like a woman who remembers what happiness felt like, but can't quite feel it anymore. Heartland is still standing, but it feels different now. Amy walks through the barn with a kind of quiet strength. She brushes the horses slowly, talks to them like they're old friends, and maybe they are the only ones who really know what she's still carrying inside. The grief never truly left. It just got quieter. Lyndy has grown up fast. She's got Ty's eyes, his quiet confidence, his way of looking at the world, like it's full of secrets worth uncovering. Amy watches her sometimes when she thinks no one's looking. And in those moments, she sees pieces of Ty staring back at her. It's beautiful, and heartbreaking. Every so often, something strange happens. A dream, a feeling, a flash of movement outside the window. Amy shakes it off. Maybe it's just her mind playing tricks. Or maybe it's that part of her, the one that never stopped waiting, whispering, "What if?" And then there's Lyndy. Lately, she's been saying odd things. Simple, innocent things. Mommy, I saw Daddy in the field. Daddy told me to be brave in my dream. At first, Amy didn't think much of it. Children have wild imaginations, but Lyndy says it with a calm certainty. Like she knows something Amy doesn't. Like she's not guessing. Like she's remembering. Amy doesn't talk about it. Not with Jack, not with Lou. It's easier that way, but deep down, something is shifting. The air feels heavier. The nights feel longer. There's a whisper in the wind that wasn't there before. A sense that something or someone is coming. And for the first time in years, Amy isn't just surviving. She's listening. She's watching. Asterisk and maybe, just maybe, she's starting to believe. Asterisk some mornings feel like memories. Others feel like warnings. Asterisk at Heartland, the sun still rises the same way it always has. Soft golden light spilling over the hills, horses grazing in quiet peace, the wind whispering through the old wooden fences. But for Amy, that silence has never been simple. It's not just the sound of a calm morning. It's the sound of what's missing. Asterisk every sunrise brings a memory. Every chore is a shadow of the life she once lived with Ty. His laughter used to echo across the ranch, bouncing off barn walls and filling the spaces now left hollow. But Amy keeps moving, like she always has. She feeds the horses, tucks Lyndy's hair behind her ear, smiles when she needs to, laughs when people are watching. Asterisk and yet, behind that smile is a woman walking on a rope stretched between memory and hope. Asterisk Heartland has changed, but so has Amy. She doesn't fall apart anymore, at least not where anyone can see. She's stronger now, the kind of strong that hurts. The kind that grows in silence. The kind that only comes from surviving something you thought might destroy you. Asterisk, but even as she rebuilds her life, pieces of Ty live in every corner. His jacket still hangs in the tack room. His handwriting still labels the feed bins. And Lyndy, well, Lyndy is the living, breathing reminder of him. She asks more questions now. Questions Amy can't always answer. Did Daddy like snow? Would he like my drawing? Do you think he misses us? Asterisk, Amy tells her what she needs to hear. She holds her close. And late at night, when the house is quiet, she whispers answers to the dark, as if Ty might still be listening. Asterisk then, the dreams begin. They come soft and strange. Sometimes Amy wakes with his name on her lips. Other times, she hears footsteps that never lead to anyone. It's easy to blame grief. Or exhaustion. Or imagination. But then Lyndy starts saying things, quiet things, but clear. Asterisk, Daddy talked to me last night. Asterisk, he says you're brave. Asterisk, he's not far. Asterisk Amy doesn't know what to think. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just a little girl missing her dad, but still. Something about the way she says it lingers. Like a song you don't remember hearing but can't forget. Asterisk the animals begin acting strange. A horse Amy's been working with suddenly stops and stares toward the woods. The dogs bark at empty spaces. And Amy, hardened by years of hurt, starts feeling that familiar tug. The same one she felt before the worst moment of her life. Asterisk, but this time, it's different. This time, it doesn't feel like something is ending. It feels like something is coming. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't a dream. It was something real. Asterisk, one quiet evening, just as the sun dipped behind the hills and Heartland was wrapped in gold, Amy felt it, not heard, not seen, but felt, like an echo in her chest. Like a thread, tugging at her soul. She was brushing a horse in the main barn, lost in thought, when Lyndy ran in, barefoot and breathless. Asterisk, Mommy, she said, her voice low, steady, he's here. Asterisk Amy didn't ask who. She didn't have to. Asterisk she stepped outside. The air had gone still. The birds weren't singing. Even the wind held its breath. At the edge of the long dirt path that led to the ranch house, someone was standing, a shape, a figure, the sun behind him making it impossible to see his face. But she knew that posture. She knew that walk. She had memorized every inch of him long ago, before death tore them apart. Her knees nearly gave out. It wasn't possible, it couldn't be. But there he was. Ty Borden. He didn't speak right away, neither did she. The world stood still as he took one step forward, then another. And when Amy finally found her voice, it cracked through the silence like lightning. Asterisk, Ty. He nodded. Not a big gesture. Just enough to send a flood of memories crashing through her, their first ride together, their wedding under the trees. The birth of Lyndy, the last time she held his hand as he closed his eyes forever. Asterisk, I saw you die, she whispered. Asterisk, I know, he said, barely audible, but I'm here. Asterisk Lyndy reached her mother's hand and squeezed it. Amy was trembling, barely able to breathe. And then Lyndy let go, not in fear, but in trust, and walked straight to him. Asterisk Daddy, she said, like it was the most normal word in the world. Asterisk, and for the first time in years. Ty bent down and opened his arms. She ran into them. Amy fell to her knees, watching as her daughter disappeared into the arms of a man who should be gone. And yet WASN single quotes, asterisk tears came hard and fast. Not just grief this time, something else. Something like relief. Like a part of her that had been frozen was beginning to melt. Asterisk was this real? A ghost, a miracle. She didn't care. He was here, he was whole. And somehow, against everything she believed to be true, Ty Borden had come back. Sometimes the heart knows before the mind catches up. Amy didn't rush to him, she couldn't. Her body felt like stone, every muscle frozen, afraid that if she moved too fast, he might vanish again. The barn, the sky, even the distant sound of a horse whinnying faded into silence. All she could see was Ty, kneeling in the dust, holding their daughter like he never left. Asterisk and Lyndy. She didn't cry, she didn't flinch, she simply curled into him like she'd been waiting for this exact moment all her life. Her tiny fingers gripped the back of his shirt, her cheek pressed to his chest. Amy watched as if time had paused, like she was watching someone else's dream unfold in front of her. Asterisk, then. Slowly, Amy stood asterisk, her boots felt too heavy, her breath too tight. But she walked one step at a time, until she was standing, right in front of him. Ty looked up. His eyes were tired, but soft, a little older, a little rougher around the edges, but still him. Still Ty. Asterisk, I don't understand, Amy whispered, voice breaking. Asterisk, he looked down at Lyndy, who was now holding one of his hands tightly. I didn't either, he said. But, I never stopped trying to come back. Asterisk tears streamed down Amy's face as she reached out, brushing his cheek with her fingertips, like she was afraid he might disappear. But he didn't, he stayed. Solid, real, breathing asterisk, and that's when it broke. The wall, the weight, the years of holding everything in. Asterisk Amy fell to her knees and wrapped her arms around both of them, her family. Her whole, broken, beautiful family. She sobbed into his shoulder. Years of pain spilling out like a dam finally cracked open. Asterisk, I missed you, she choked. Asterisk, I missed you more. He whispered back. Asterisk and Lyndy, nestled between them, smiled softly. A child too young to know the world's harsh truths, but somehow wise enough to understand what this moment meant. Asterisk, they sat there in the dirt. All three of them, wrapped in silence and sunlight. Nothing needed to be explained. Not yet, not how, not why, just the fact that they were together, something that once felt impossible. Now shining like a sunrise after the longest night. Asterisk from a distance, Jack watched. His hands trembled, but his heart was steady. He didn't understand it either. None of them did, but he didn't need to. Some returns don't come with logic. Asterisk, some reunions don't need a reason. Asterisk, sometimes the heart just leads you home. Asterisk, Ty is back, Amy is healing, Lyndy is whole. But with every return comes a storm of questions. Where has Ty been? Why now? And what happens next? Heartland Season 19 has only just begun, and everything is about to change.